So like little things like that, you're gonna watch because you're because you care for people.
Yeah, and I'm not saying we're gonna harass you, but we are gonna watch you.
Yeah.
And is that wrong to say? Is that being judgmental as a Christian, or is that being wise, like Jesus would have us to be?
Yeah, because you're not saying that you're gonna necessarily treat people differently,
right?
But our role is to keep people safe,
right?
And so as pastors, we want to make sure people stay safe,
right?
We want to make sure that you had a great experience and that you go home safe.
Hey. Yeah, and so I'm not saying like judge you. I'm just gonna give you like they taught us like in retail, give them good customer service.
That's it.
And like I remember working at a Smart & Final, and it was kind of messed up. They were kind of mad because there was some black kids in there, and they were going to steal some stuff. And they caught.
I like how you giggle when he said, "Well, they weren't innocent. They weren't going to steal something."
Because the reason why she sent me after to go watch them and give them good customer service, and they knew what was going on, and they're like, "Man, that's messed up. Guess it's the black guy to come watch us."
Hey, welcome to Not a Fit Podcast. It's your boy Anthony Concerto Chicano. I got my guys here. I got the Bishop. I got the Token. We got a lot going on. We promised everybody last week we're going to talk about pastors for profit. We're going to dive into that a little bit today in today's episode. But I want to thank everybody who's been tuning in. And you know where you can find us: Spotify, YouTube, iTunes, podcast. Anywhere podcasts are available, you can find us. You can even find us on the radio. I don't think any of us listen. Do you guys even know what a radio is? Do you understand what a radio is? Like, do you understand like their stations?
Yeah.
Okay, when's the
We
last
grew
time?
up in that time.
Okay, when's the last time you listened to the radio?
I think your idea of like the types of cars that I drive is a lot larger than it really is.
So all you have is a radio?
I got a Bluetooth in my car, man.
Okay, so all you have is the radio.
Yeah.
Okay.
I listened to radio this morning.
Okay. What about you? You know what a radio is?
Yeah, I do.
I'm just checking it. because
Yeah, I remember cassette tapes.
You guys, time out. You guys act like there's such a large age difference between you and me. So I'm just making sure y'all on the same page. You know what a DVD player is?
Yeah, I know Blu-ray came out.
Okay.
All that stuff, yeah.
Okay, so you know Blu-ray. That's good. That's
our time. That's
Okay,
so if I say
we didn't have 8 tracks.
Okay, so if I say "Be Kind, Rewind," what am I referring to?
Like Blockbusters. And...
Look at you.
Yeah, I grew up on
Hollywood Video.
Yeah,
hey, did you guys have Hollywood Video?
We did.
Okay, yeah.
So what you're just saying is you are old.
Yeah, no one's denying that I'm young. I never said I was young.
No, you like to put a little age gap between us. You're an ageist.
He didn't say he was young. He was just saying that he wasn't your age.
You're a different generation. That's all we're saying. You don't want to take it that way. You get offended by it. I'm just be talking.
Sometimes you give us music that we have no idea what it is.
And then you get upset about it because you feel old. But no one's saying you're old.
We just don't know.
Yeah.
Or it wasn't the jam for us.
Yeah, that's it. That's all we're saying.
Okay. I'm gonna get y'all out of trouble because I was gonna talk about some music you do know and it was gonna get you into trouble.
Oh, I will say this: I saw at the gym today. I was thinking about you.
Okay.
On the TV, it says somebody, I can't remember, some group of people was upset because for some reason this summer there's no like summer hit song.
Oh, that's true. There's always a summer hit song.
Yeah, and there's like there's no
So
song.
I'm gonna go ahead and do a little self-deprivation here, pick on myself. So just talking about music real quick story. So I was out at the ranch and I was buffing out my car. So we just recently repainted some things on my car, and I'm buffing it out. And my boy ordered some parts, and so the delivery driver shows up with the parts, and I'm over there. I got my buffer on, and just for the record, on my iHeart radio station, I got a Red Hot Chili Peppers radio station. Okay, so it's got a little bit of grunge on there. It's got a little alt rock. It's just a rock station, right? And I'm jamming out, and this younger girl walks in delivering the parts, and she goes, "Oh, I didn't know you listened to divorced dad rock."
What? Divorced dad rock?
Yeah, apparently the younger generation calls that type of music divorced dad rock. So I looked at her and I go, "What'd you say?" She goes, "Yeah, come on. This is what divorced dads listen to. This is divorced dad rock." So I was like, okay.
Okay, but if we think about it for a little bit.
I'm officially that old.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
A lot of people your age are probably divorced. Right? And are dads. What, am I wrong?
I don't know.
Okay, I know. I'm getting more and more my generation too. I'm like, we got divorced. I'm like, telling my wife that I'm like, man, all my friends are getting divorced now.
Okay, so is it divorced dad hip hop?
It's gonna turn into that. That's what it means. I'm saying, I think she makes sense.
Okay, so are they trying to see if this music will lure the next victim in, or what? What are we doing here? Is this going to be the next wife? Are we going to lure her back in, or what are we doing here?
No, it's just the numbers. America, everyone gets divorced, so the older you get, the more the numbers go up.
All right. Well, I'm just throwing that out there. I don't know how that had anything to do with where people can find us. Thank you so much for watching and leaving a comment and hit a like button. You're going to want to share this one. Okay. So we got to start off with. I'm going to stop picking on myself now. I had to show you guys something because, as you know, and they don't know, I'm going to tell them. You love basketball. He loves baseball. And then there's the real sport called football. And so since football season is officially here, nothing else matters. Baseball is irrelevant. Basketball is not even heard of. And so football is here. This is what matters from Friday to Monday. Now with Thursday Night Football, from Thursday to Monday, it's football, 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 football. It's a glorious time to be alive. Okay. In honor of that, have you ever seen anything like this? Watch that. Okay.
Dude, those locker rooms were not even nice.
So that's a high school football stadium in Georgia. That's a high school football stadium in Georgia.
Did you ever hear what Max Crosby said about going to, was it Eastern or Western Michigan or something like that for college? So he's from Texas.
Oh, okay.
And he said he got to college and he got all disappointed. You heard that?
I've heard. I can't remember it, but I remember.
Yeah, because in Texas he was like, we had more people in the stands.
Oh yeah,
like he said, my high school was more booming than a college.
We've been to Texas a few times together. Have I ever taken you to a high school football game in Texas?
No, we've just seen the stadiums.
Okay, I was out in Texas when De La Salle came out to play Ulysses at a Dallas-Fort Worth area. And I've been to 3 stadiums there, and they do football real big. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I ain't never seen a high school stadium like in Buford High School, home of the Wolves. Buford High. That's in Georgia. $62 million. Here's the crazy part. If you read the article, they ran out of money, and they ended up getting the boosters to give the rest of the money. They were like something like $20 million over budget. They have luxury suites. You can rent out a luxury suite, and you can get your food catered. That's high school football, gentlemen. That's a real sport. That's better than I bet you that's better than some Major League Baseball parks.
Did you hear the dig? Like, no, I don't think so.
It's better than when the A's are. It's better than the Oakland Coliseum and where the A's used to play, and it's better than where they're playing right now in Sacramento.
Did you say the Oakland Coliseum where the Raiders played?
Yeah, it's better than that.
Oh, okay.
And where the A's played. Did they not play at the same station?
Hey, they were there.
No, they played in the same field. I took you to the football game when the baseball field was still there.
A long time ago. But they had a stadium right next to it.
No, they played in the same field. I took you to the game. And they still had the dugout. They still had the bases.
What's next to it then?
No, Oracle Arena. That's where the Golden State Warriors used to play.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so what were you going to say?
Okay, so Oakland.
Throw your O's up, baby. Come on, throw your O's up.
I mean, but anytime you're compared to Oakland, it's not really a good thing. But where the A's are playing now in Sacramento, I bet you it's not as nice as there.
Yeah, it is. They're playing at the old Rivercast Stadium. I know exactly where they're playing. That stadium right there is not only nicer, I guarantee it costs more money. That's high school. You're comparing high school to major leagues. I mean, I'm not saying that's better than how many D3 programs that high school.
Oh, probably all of them.
I mean, look at our own Fresno State. It looks nice in Fresno State, but it ain't looking brand new like that. That's looking clean.
Yeah, I mean, brand new is brand new.
But as I'm saying, high school, $62 million.
Yeah, they probably bring in a lot of money from it.
Are we doing too much?
Yeah, I wonder. It just came into mind. I wonder on a Sunday who has higher attendance. And I mean, I could be. No, it won't be close. Church or football. It's too many churches.
You're in the South. It's
too many
church.
churches. No,
it's
there's a lot of churches. You only have how many football stadiums?
Right. Yeah.
So it won't be close.
Anyway,
what if you added Saturday?
Oh, for sure, it's the football. Yeah, it's not church. It's football.
This is a lot of churches. I mean, the number is gonna be pretty.
But there's a lot of college programs.
No, you're right.
D2, D3, D1, Georgia Stadium. I mean, these guys sit like 80,000 people in the stands. You got Georgia Tech, Georgia Southern. You got Georgia. I could probably keep going if I just put my head.
So football's the idol.
For sure.
Yeah.
Did you think I was going to say anything different?
We need to get rid of football.
That's doing a little
Old Testament, what they used to do, you burn those things.
Okay.
You burn them down.
Okay, listen. We New Testament people, though.
Oh, now we New Testament people.
We have to take a step back there. We can definitely put the Lord first. You know, these teams pray before. We pray during the game. We pray before the game.
When someone gets hurt.
We praying on the field.
Hard.
Hey, somebody said you can outlaw prayer in football. Nope. As long as somebody gets hurt, there'll be people kneeling down and praying. They'll be saying, "Can we have a moment of silence and prayer?" So, yeah, I had to show that.
As long as there's an ambulance in the corner,
we're gonna have prayer.
That's just waiting.
There's prayer.
Yeah. What other sport has that?
Very few. Boxing, maybe. Hey, I wanted to bring this up too. That made the Pat McAfee show. They were talking about that stadium. So I gotta look up that Max Crosby. Shout out to the Raiders. Y'all know I'm a Raider fan. Hey, he had a sack fumble recovery for a touchdown this last week in the scrimmage.
Yeah, he's amazing.
I love Max. It's good. Okay. On a somber note, Pursuit Church in Seattle, I believe Pastor Russell, they had an incident on a Wednesday night service. A man named LeBron just got saved. He was a hip hop artist, and he hadn't been saved too long. You can go on Russell's page. He shares the whole story. Essentially, walking to church in one of their campuses, and a gunman pulls out, and in front of his wife and kids, shoots him, kills him. He got off 30 rounds, 30, and they have very few clues. They have no leads, and so I just wanted to bring everybody's attention to that. Man, where are we at in today's society? You gonna kill somebody at a church? What's going on? I mean, I know we talk a lot about spiritual warfare, but I think that's a little bit past spiritual warfare. Like, I feel like there used to be rules. Maybe I'm too old school. Maybe I'm going to date myself here, but I feel like, you know, even growing up with all of my cousins in gangs, and even the schools I went to with gangs, I felt like there was a little bit more honor amongst thieves. I felt like there was rules. Like, you didn't fight out in front of, your grandparents' house. You left your mom and dad out of it. You know, just certain rules that were always there. I feel like never around kids. You don't shoot around kids. I feel like there's no rules anymore. And so he's offering to GoFundMe for the family. They're offering a $50,000 reward to any information leading to the gunman. The reason I didn't go on my social media page and blast it is because people quickly turned it political. He is very much outspoken about what's going on in the Northwest. Very much outspoken.
You're saying the guy LeBron,
Russell, Pastor Russell is very, very outspoken. No, LeBron newly saved. I'm gonna get to that in a second. People were trying to make it a little spiritual. I told my wife, hold on, wait a minute, and here's why. If you popping off 30 shots at a single individual, like not spraying, like just at him in his direction, it's personal. It's like some old street beef or something. This is personal. It's intentional. It's not, I'm just trying to see who I can hit. I said, I don't know that it's motivated politically or if it's a hate crime. Well, come to find out, he used to be a hip hop artist and all this stuff, and now they're trying to look for close associates or something, that a deal gone bad or something. He has a past basically. To me, though, I still feel like certain places are off rules. Does that make sense? And you shouldn't kill anybody, period. But I'm just saying, like, there should be more honor amongst thieves, so to say. But it just shows me the condition of our world and where we're at. I feel bad for the church anytime something like that happens. But here's where I was going with this. Do churches need to be more aware of what's going on? Because we want people who are coming from death to life or out of the world into the church. But do we need to be a little bit more aware of what's going on, the surroundings, the times we're living in? Should churches have security? Should churches be teaching ongoing training for their security? You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't church of 20 years ago. Should we be a little bit more aware of what's going
on? Yeah, absolutely. I think that any place that you have people who you love, there should be some form of security. So, like, if you think about your house, like, you have some form of security at your house.
What would you say to pastors who watch this, though? Like, what advice would you give? And by the way, I'm not saying they didn't have anything. That's not what I'm saying. They probably do a great job.
Yeah,
with security.
it's not going to stop somebody who
No,
pulls
that's what I
up
was going
and
to say
throws
too.
up.
But they probably have great security. But what would you say to pastors who are jumping into pastoring a church? What advice would you guys give them with the security team and all that? What would you give them?
When it comes to a church, it's a melting pot of people, you know. So you can't just assume that people are going to be coming to church, and all of their stuff from outside of the church isn't going to come with them.
Okay.
So you have that element. You have another element of people who want to do the church harm.
Okay.
And the combination of those two things, you know, bleeds over any type of geographic or demographic. That happens in rural areas. That happens in the city. You see, you know, unfortunately, you see, you know, church shootings that happen in the country, in the middle of looks like Seattle.
It was Seattle, yeah.
And
downtown, yeah.
Which is a very condensed area. So what I would say for somebody who's, you know, starting a church or thinking about having church security, like, you know, you would want your kid to go to a school that's secured, right? So it's because when they're there, you want them to be safe. There's an element of, you know, keeping people safe inside of a church as well.
Which, by the way, Mike, we've said on this program, we've got no problem with police being at schools. Like, you know what I mean? Like to hire a police officer to kind of keep monitor on the outside of the school and stuff like that. I don't know why people make that a big issue. In the times we're living in, I'd feel more secure knowing that, you know, the law enforcement is there if something were to go down. Bishop, I got a question. If pastors watching, let's say they just started their church or whatever, they don't really have a security team. Do you have any advice for them on how to build up maybe a security team and some ongoing training they should look for, or what would you say to them?
I think how you, I guess we'll say, lay out your church.
Okay.
Will be a big thing. I know a lot of, like, you know, our new campus was, a lot of it, the decisions were made on how it's laid out on kid safety.
Yeah.
So some of the stuff I made, like, man, why is it this way? And it's like, well, because to keep the kids safe. So some of the things are inconvenient, but it's done for this purpose. And so you have to have a mindset. Obviously, as a pastor, you love people, you care for people, you want to see people come to Christ. But also, you have to realize that people are also evil, and that everyone coming in your doors, somebody needs to work through some things, or might just have bad intentions in general. So you're protecting against those people as well. Even though you're trying to make it a loving environment, you're also making a safe environment against those who don't have good intentions.
Can I ask you guys a question? And this might stir up a little something, but we used to it anyway, so it don't matter. You know, people will always say, well, as Christians, you're not supposed to be prejudiced. You're not supposed to judge people. You're not supposed to be prejudiced, this, that, and the other. But I'm going to go ahead and say, as security, you get a pass. If you see something that looks out of place, you need to keep an eye on it. If you think you see something suspicious, you need to keep an eye on it. Am I wrong in saying that?
No, if it's summer and someone comes in a long jacket, I'm probably going to watch you.
Yeah, but
like, I mean, so like little things like that, you're going to watch because you're
exactly
because you care for people.
Yeah, and I'm not saying we're going to harass you, but we are going to watch you.
Yeah,
and is that wrong to say? Is that being judgmental as a Christian, or is that being wise, like Jesus would have us to be?
Yeah, because you're not saying that you're going to necessarily treat people differently,
right?
But you know, our role is to keep people safe,
right?
And so, you know, as pastors, we want to make sure people stay safe,
right?
We want to make sure that you had a great experience and that you go home safe.
Hey.
Yeah. And so I'm not saying I'm going to judge you. I'm just going to give you, like, they taught us, like, you know, in retail, give them good customer service.
That's it.
And, like, I remember working at a Smart & Final, and it was kind of messed up. They were kind of mad because there was some black kids in there, and they were going to steal some stuff. Uh-huh. And they caught them.
I like how you giggle when you say, well, they weren't innocent. They weren't going to steal something.
Because the reason why she sent me after to go watch them and give them good customer service, and they knew what was going on. And they're like, man, that's messed up. Guess it's the black guy to come watch us.
Did you start laughing?
Yeah, it was funny. Because,
yeah.
like, we know what you're doing, and they knew, like, we knew what you're about to do. And so, because literally someone coming along, Jack, like, well, it's cold in here. Like, I always sit by the fan, so I might get cold. It's like, oh, okay. You know, you get to know them.
Okay.
And it doesn't mean you treat people bad, but you might get to know them, see what's going on, know their story. And so,
yeah.
You know, if that bothers you, like say you go to a church and that bothers you, that you have a team of people who are there to protect you. There's lots of other churches.
That's true.
And so, I mean, you got a free pass. But if you go to our church, I'll watch.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I make sure there are other people who are watching as well.
Yeah.
And so there won't be no apologies over here.
No, not at all. And I would say this, believe it or not, all the big retail stores have people watching you. They really do. They have eyes in the sky. They have people. I'll never forget it. I was at a certain box store where you buy materials to remodel or fix places and fix things in your house. You know, that type of box store. And I'll never forget. I was super rushed. And you know me when I get rushed. I'm laser focused. I'm on an agenda. I got to get something done. And I kind of didn't know where something was, so I was ended up kind of weaving through some aisles. Like, man, where is it? Man, like it's one of those things that could be in like 3 or 4 different spots. So finally, I'm over in this one department where there's tools, and I finally turn around. I'm like, who's this cat? Like I've seen you 3 times now, and I'm, oh man, you're loss prevention. I know you are, even though you're trying to act undercover. Like you no offense to homie, you suck. Like I spotted you. Like this was easy. And what was funny though, I gotta tell you the funniest part, is I noticed this dude, this other gentleman. I don't want to make it a race thing, but he wasn't my race. So this other gentleman, I saw him kind of slide in kind of quick, and I was like, oh, he for sure stealing. Like I just knew. And no, he wasn't black, okay?
Oh, no,
and so
obviously it was white because
yeah.
I was watching them. That's what you were saying. we knew we were leading. We knew we were leading.
I knew you'd pick up on that. Because dude was watching me. That was good. That was good.
Hey, the benefits.
Yeah.
There's benefits.
Benefits. And so, anyway, so I'm like, and okay, this is just me trying to help people. I felt bad for little homie who's probably new at his job. And I wanted to tell him, yo, dog, you got the wrong dude. But the dude behind me is about for sure steal. like you could just tell he's about ready to steal. And so sure enough, I find my little tool. And I don't know what happened. Something happened that my line was, you ever just picked the wrong line? You thought you was in the fast line. You ended up in a slow line. Does that just make you mad? I was mad. And it was crazy is one of the people from the department came over. And they're like, can you believe some guy just stole all these tools? And I wanted to see if little homie was still following me. I was like, bro, I told you who it was. I told you it was this guy. Every tool he had, I knew he was going to steal them. And it was funny. It was all the open packages. And I didn't say nothing. But I listen, it doesn't bother me. I didn't get all mad. I didn't go to social media and do a rant. You know, that's the trendy thing to do. You do this rant. I said, listen, homie's got a job. They teach him about profiling people and all this stuff. I'm not mad at you. Now, I did try to give you a heads up. That's on you. But I don't get offended. You get offended? I don't get offended.
You know what I get offended by is when I'm in the store, I'm walking around, I can't find something.
And nobody helps you.
And no one's there to help me. I was like, is no one watching me right now? Like, what?
You made it.
Where you guys at?
You made it.
I'm like, steal something. I need some help over here.
See, because you think that it's just easy being us. You think it's easy being us. Yeah. I never get customer service. Yeah, Nobody's ever asking me how I'm doing. Nobody ever asks me, you know, are you sure that's what you want? Are you on the right? Nobody ever asked me that.
Okay. Ridiculous.
I'm over here pressing the button. You need assistance? I'm pressing it. Nobody shows up.
I don't know what to do with that.
I got to take you guys in the store with me.
Do I not look lost to you?
I
look lost?
I might steal something. Get over here. What's going on?
Oh, you're looking for the camera. Don't you see me?
Yeah.
You take some. Look.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
Aisle
that's
5.
Good. That's so funny. Okay. Anyway, going back to the church thing. Yes. Our number one goal is for people to have a great experience during worship, a safe experience. So, okay. So, a lot of this is trending. We will be praying for Pursuit Church in the Northwest and Pastor Russell. Our prayers are with you. Jack Hibbs came on, and he's a pastor in SoCal. Well respected. Love the guy. Got nothing but praise about him. But he is the guy who will, from time to time, come out and make political statements, especially on bills that are trying to be passed in We're in California, so yeah, there's always a bill. And so this one in particular, we had to look it up. This is AB 495. We did a little bit of research, and just for the record, we're not experts on this stuff, and you guys need to understand something. When they write the bill, it's long, and so we do our best to kind of interpret it. And part of the problem is this one's hard to interpret. We do know that the original, this is allegedly, by the way, because I don't know the author of the bill, but the intent was for the undocumented, because they don't say illegal, they say the undocumented children to not have to go back if their parents get sent back, but that they can in fact be what's the word I want to use? They can, in fact, be in the care of a person who's a non-relative. So they're trying to pass this bill. Was that okay? Because I know you read a little bit more than that. Was that an okay summation of it, or did you want to add?
No, it just sounds like some of the stuff is vague on who you actually can give the kid to.
That is true. That was very vague.
Like it seemed like people worry about it might be easy to prove if you're just a predator that no, I can take this kid with no verification. Like, are you actual parent, actual relative? So people are worried about that.
So the verbiage that the conservative people are using, and he's going to use the same verbiage, but this is how they're labeling it. Can we just? It's a really short clip. Just watch it.
The meat market bill. It is a trafficking bill. It is unbelievable. So much so, don't believe me. Go to realimpact.us. It allows an individual to obtain this new form that comes with the bill. They fill it out, and they can name a child. John goes to a school in California and says, I have this form, and I am asking for Susie Q to be received into my custody. I want to take her out of school. The bill does not require a background check for this man, requires no identification, no driver's license, no nothing. There's no requirement in the bill for the school to call you to ask you if it's okay if John takes your daughter out of school. If this bill passes, I am going to ask you to leave the state of California. You're going to need to pack up and you're going to have to get out. You got to get out. You got to run with your kids. You got to go.
I'm not saying anything he said was incorrect. However, I will say other people who read it don't interpret it that way. And that's been a little bit of a rub from the people I've heard on both sides of the aisle. Well, it's not exactly like that. Well, okay, what is it exactly like? Well, they will have to get some identification. Well, how much identification? Well, we're not sure yet. So it's a typical, both sides of the aisles going back and forth at each other. My concern is, what's the point of this bill? Like, what are we trying to accomplish? What's the itch that needs a scratch? The second concern I have is we've all seen bills start out one way, and then they get a little bit revision, and then they try, and then they revise it again. Mm-hmm. And so it's kind of one of those things where I think they get to make this up as they go along too. So I think the proverbial saying is, I think we're opening up Pandora's box. I don't like this bill. I don't think this is a good idea whatsoever. It's already too much. It's already convoluted too much, and we haven't even got the thing to get voted on. Any thoughts from you guys? And then I want to give you my thoughts about Newsom in this bill and why I don't even think it's going to pass. But go ahead. You got any thoughts on that?
Anytime Sacramento starts talking about kids, I get nervous. Yeah. I get nervous. They do some crazy stuff up there. When it comes to gender stuff, when it comes to, things that are happening inside of schools, the permissions that they give schools over parents. Mm-hmm. So even if this was like really far-fetched, if we were to meet in the middle, it would still be scary.
Thank you. Yes. Even if we meet in the middle, it's probably going to still be more than what you and I want. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. What were you? I was trying
to on the one of the bill. It has the bill summary, and they were talking about part of it is to ensure. I'm guessing if children get taken away, that they have someone to take care of them.
Okay.
And so I literally just read it. So the intention is that someone can say, no, I'm taking care of this child now. So a caregiver. So like a caregiver, like a daycare, like they can basically almost take custody of that child now for that moment and take care of the kid.
So like a scenario could be that parents drop the kid off at school, they go to work, mm-hmm. they get picked up by ICE at work. Yeah. Kids are now at school. Who's going to pick up the kids?
Yeah.
So it allows a close family member or somebody else to then go into the school and say, hey, mm-hmm. they got picked up.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably wouldn't say it like that, but I'm here to pick up.
This we get from the summaries to help immigrant children.
But
like how you're saying, how does this play out? With everything decision you make or any law, like how does it play out? What other doors does it open?
Even when you talk, it's just it didn't sound any better. Mm-hmm. It cleaned up what he said, of course, but it just didn't sound any better. And I think that's
that makes sense why you were saying the school thing, like mm-hmm. you were saying, like you're explaining, like I can go take them out of school.
Okay, so I don't really want to hammer this one down. In my opinion, Newsom is trying to run for president. Okay? That's just what he's doing. He can say he's not all he wants, but if you follow him on X like I do and you see all the podcasts he's doing, he's running. He's running for president. I don't think, even if this passed, he'll veto it. You can't have that. You can't have that much. He's already in trouble with the kids. On the Sean Ryan podcast, he's over there now saying, yeah, girls and girls sports, boys and boys sports. I mean, where was that 3 years ago, right? What I'm getting at is he can't have that much ambiguity when it comes to kids over him. He'll get killed in the primaries. You don't win the Rust Belt. You don't win part of the Midwest. You don't win certain places. You won't have a chance in Texas. You won't have a chance in Florida. You won't have a chance in Georgia. You follow me? He can't. So I don't have much confidence. I agree with Pastor Jack. We need to get the word out, but I just don't see him letting that go. He'll lose, and he'll get clobbered. So that's just my opinion. So, but we do need to be aware of these things. And I just encourage everybody, just real quick, shameless plug. This is why it is somewhat important. And Nate, can we put what he was reading, the AB 45, just as we were talking, so people can kind of read it as we're talking? If you watch this on video, we'll get it and we'll put it up while we were talking about it. That way you guys can read it a little bit. Okay. This is why I say you don't got to be over political as a Christian, but you do need to know some things that's going on. That's what I tell parents all the time. You do need to know. And you do need to get out and vote. You need to vote for your school boards, your city councils, all that stuff. All this stuff matters. That's all I'm saying.
Stuff like this, though, like kind of frustrates me, to be honest with you, because I feel like this could have been birthed out of like a real need. And
okay,
good point. And when it comes to politics, both sides of the aisle don't care enough to meet in the middle
and to make it work.
Okay. Because they're so smart. I mean, they're politicians. Do I agree with like what they do all the time? No, but they're not dumb.
That's true.
And so you have people who are really smart, and you can't get into the room and go, hey, let's set aside like how we really feel in regards to immigration and things like this. And if this is an issue with kids,
let's fix it.
Let's fix it.
Yeah.
Let's figure out a way for kids who in that scenario that we talked about, like a kid who's left at school because of their parents. Can we figure out a way to make that work?
Right.
But they could.
They could.
But they're not going to do it. And that's why I said it's frustrating.
No, I think he's right on that. I really do. I really do. That's sad. Okay, let's get into the word. I want to talk about, as you know, we're in the book of Exodus. I think we should be rounding up Exodus here pretty soon.
Yeah, within a couple days.
Okay, is there 42 chapters? I thought there was 40 or 42.
Yeah, because we're on, 39
36
today?
36 today.
38 today.
You're right. I wrote down. I wanted to talk to you guys about 36, though. Sorry, that was what was on my paper.
40 chapters.
There are 40. Okay, so 40. I want to just get you guys' opinion. You guys read it a few days ago. Were you guys tripping when Moses literally told the people, stop giving?
Yeah, I think that's one of them. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. What was your thought?
I just highlighted. I don't have really a thought. I don't know. I don't know. I have no official thought on it.
But what have you ever?
I decided I highlighted it, and then I don't know. I was thinking just about the church, and now I don't know. I didn't come to a full thought on it.
Okay. Were you just blown away? Is that what it was? Like, whoa.
Yeah, I guess I thought starts thinking in the direction. Okay, the church and like maybe greed. Mm-hmm. Like, could it get taken more?
Oh.
And so I'm saying I didn't fully think of the thought, so I didn't want to even mention it. But this is sort of the direction I was going. It is like, how much did the church initially take for the church? Obviously, then also as a church now we have so many needs. Then can we start like helping the needs outside the church walls, and or how much becomes like the church is too nice? Like I have no idea. Like there's things like that. So
what did you think when you read that passage?
Well, because like contextually, right? Where is their increase when it comes to bronze, silver, and gold?
Well, I'm sorry. What do you mean?
So they leave Egypt, right? With
it's just all that they had left.
What they have,
uh-huh.
But and then their livestock. Well, I can see where an increase of livestock could come from.
Well, they're probably when they're conquering the other people too.
Okay.
So the other little towns, they were taking all their stuff,
Right.
plunging,
Right.
and plunging. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, because maybe one of my thoughts was like you're starting to run out.
Oh, okay.
Like if you keep giving, but there's no more increase.
Right. Well, so here's my, and then you guys can share what you read. Here's my overall thought, and then please share what you read or what stood out to you. I thought, man, when people come together under a singular vision and you're able to get everybody on board, two things I noticed. Number one, it didn't say the dollar amount people gave, whether big or small. It didn't. It just said that everybody gave. Second thing I noticed is whoever had a skill blessed God's tabernacle with that skill, whether big or small. And so really it just shows when there's a full participation, everything the church needs is in the seats. Everything the church needs is within the body. And there's no vision too big or too small that God cannot fulfill if everybody gets on board from the least to the greatest. And it just went to show like, hey, what you're actually able to accomplish if everybody gets on board with it. We really will be able to do what God is asking us to do. Plain and simple. The gifts, the talents, the finances are all there.
Well, because in that was today's reading, it said like every man over like 20, they gave like, it measured out to like half a shekel or something each. And I had the same thought about that. It was like, man, when every household gets involved, you know, everyone carries a weight. And can we see that God keeps blessing the people? And it wasn't necessarily like, hey, you can't have wealth or you can't be, but it was like, no, everyone plays their part. And this is what it averaged out to, right, if everyone like, you know, giving this amount.
That's interesting too, because that's basically the temple tithe, temple tax is you got to pay. And what I love about it, I think you said it a week ago, is whether you're poor or whether you're rich, it's the same thing. So you can't buy your way out of it, and you can't be poor your way out of it. Like you have to come up with it. I thought that was good. Anything about what I said about when the whole church gets involved, or did you want to talk about what you read? Well,
I mean, I feel like it's been a common theme for the last about 10 chapters. As they've been talking about whether that it's your financial giving or the giving of your gifts. I think it's really cool that they're even highlighting the embroiderers, right? You know, the people like that. It's
shout out to all the embroiderers out there.
Shout out to all the embroiderers. And everybody has a gift that can be used in God's house.
Anything from this last week?
In Exodus 34, verse 10, it says, "Then the Lord said, I'm making a new covenant with you before all the people. I will do wonders never before done in any nation in all the world. The people will live among you will see how awesome is the work that I, the Lord, will do for you." I mean, I just thought it was amazing. Just a covenant he made with them was like, I'm going to do something with you guys. And it's like, it's because of all this obedience, you know, and everyone giving, it's like, God's like, man, I'm going to do something never seen before in any other nation. And with the privilege of this, to be a part of that. And I think a lot of times we have to trust God as well to see like, God, will you do something? And I think in our personal lives, in our church, like it takes your involvement for God to actually do these amazing things. And I think he wants to, but it's like, are we willing to trust him? In, you know, the song we were singing yesterday, you know, Mike was talking about how it hit me too. I didn't realize it until after Mike mentioned, like, oh, it's because of the song, just like giving your all to God. And it's like, God, what are you going to do?
I wanted to ask you something. When he says, I'm going to do something with you never seen before, this is the God of all creation saying, I'm going to do something so amazing that you ain't never seen it before.
Any nation.
What does that make you think of? Like how, I don't think we can think that big. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I think our finite minds really show right now where we can't even think how big is that God wants to do. Yeah.
And I think something like it's, how do you mean, they're in the wilderness. Like how
desert,
in moments of your life, it can be hard to trust God. Like in that moment, it's like, well, what are you talking about? Like, this is where we're at. This is what's going on. Even though if you've seen God do mighty things before, you see how they keep coming out to complain. You just saw him do the greatest nation in the known world.
Humbled them.
He humbled them. And you still have these hard times where you're still making idols and saying, no, they took me out. They didn't want to get us out of Egypt.
How to go again? I don't know where gold came from.
I don't know. It just comes out the furnace like, dang, it's a calf.
So I think for us, it can be so hard to trust God. Even if you've seen it before, like, man, God, can you really do that in my life? Are you really going to come through? Because, man, it does not seem like it. Like, I'm still struggling. Like, I don't know, God.
But if you stick with me, I'm going to do something you ain't never seen before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was good. I highlighted that, too, the other day. What did you have anything?
Yeah, I had that as well. Just in the waiting, when you get in trouble when you're waiting.
Is that like the hidden theme of Exodus?
Yeah,
that's good. Yeah,
and it's the hidden theme of Exodus,
if
Be careful what you do when you're waiting.
If you don't trust when you're waiting, you will end up in trouble.
Dang.
You fumble. You always fumbling.
The other thing that stuck out to me, I think you brought it up last week or the week before when we talked about Joshua lingering after Moses left the tent and Joshua stayed.
Yesterday.
But we had talked about it a little bit. Like,
yeah, I did.
You just brushed over it.
That's the theme of Joshua's life. He's always in the right place, right time, and he's always lingering. That's Joshua.
Anyway, I think maybe what stuck out to me was in that moment, Joshua didn't know what was ahead of him.
No. He hadn't been picked yet. Yeah, yeah.
And so, he's the number two, he's the number two, possibly the number three with Aaron.
Good point. Yeah.
And you're not thinking that Moses is not going to make it. So it's you're not lingering with the thought of, well, I'm up next, man. I got to stay longer. I got to stay ready. At least I guess that's what I wouldn't be thinking. I would be thinking Moses is the man, and I'm in my position for the rest of my life. And so I just think, like, what were his intentions when he's in those moments with God? Why did he stay? And now just forging him and preparing him for what was to come. In all those times that you see at the beginning of Joshua where God is telling him to not be afraid, it's like, was this guy just... He was not the guy, but because all his times with God, like, God built him up, and even when he became the guy, he still didn't feel like he was the guy.
You bring up so many great questions, and it gets me thinking motives. Maybe God chose Joshua. Well, we knew he was a fierce warrior. He was always on the battlefield. If he wasn't lingering with Moses, he was on the battlefield fighting the fights. Maybe it's a combination of a fierce warrior, but also the fact that his motives were pure. He wasn't looking for Moses to duck out, flame out, nothing. He was like, hey, I just serve Moses as he serves God. We serve God together. The motives were right. And maybe God was exposing those motives. Hey, look at that guy Joshua. He just can't get enough of my presence. God is always looking for somebody who is hungry and thirsty for the presence of God, and who is longing to do the will of God, whose key demarcation is obedience. Someone who will obey him. Go back to the Hebrews, the author of Hebrews, right? Hebrews 11:6. Without faith, it is impossible to please God, right? And then you got to have obedience that you can walk that out. So this is one of those things, if you ask me, but those are great. That brings up so many great questions, so many great thoughts about Joshua, who was willing to wait. And this is a guy who we can learn from the opposite, who, when he was waiting, did the right thing. Didn't build a golden calf, lingered in God's presence, right? Didn't get caught slipping. He got caught praying.
Yeah, the contrast between him and Aaron.
Right, and maybe that's what the author wanted us to see. And this is how you should choose people. This is how God does choose people. And I don't know, maybe that's it. I have a question for you guys. By the way, I just want to encourage everybody once again, and if you guys want to chime in on this, that's fine. I know sometimes, you said the last 12 chapters, we got bogged down a little bit. When we read the Bible, we do get a kind of a little rut. When we were talking about the weavers and the embroiderers and who was it? It was all those people. Cubits, hand lengths. We all got bored. Can we admit that?
Yes.
We all got bored. We were all looking for something to devo on. We were all struggling. We're not saints in here, right? The deal I wanted to stress is it's the discipline. It's the discipline, because then you're going to get to the 34:10. You're going to get to the 36, right, where it talks about the giving. You're going to get to all these good things about this, Moses and a veil, all this stuff. You got to get through that stuff. It matters too. If that makes any sense, I just want to encourage people. Yeah. But people look at us like something. Oh, they must have enjoyed reading about the embroidery. No, actually, I didn't.
It just stuck out because nothing else did.
Yeah. Well, you devoed on it. Yeah. What else was supposed to devo about? The purple thread, the red yarn, the yellow, the gold lace. I don't know.
Oh yeah, it's hard. Today was kind of hard. I was like, man, what's in here? But then I realized, I was like, man, these people, they're really trusting Moses that he's hearing from God, because they're doing a lot of work
Yeah.
In trusting, and I thought that meant in terms of like your pastor, that you want to be at a church where you trust that your pastor's hearing from God. So like when he says like, "Hey, let's do this," you trust him, you can move, and you see God do some amazing things. But if you don't trust your pastor, it's like, man, are you really going to see God move?
Yeah, that's a good point. No, that's good. So I want to talk to you guys about yesterday's message recap. I love this part of our podcast. This is where we get into the Word. I love discussing God's Word. I have a question for you, but before I do, did you guys have anything that stood out to you yesterday during the message recap?
Yes. I gotta think of it.
I'll let you think. One of the things that stuck out, you had mentioned, in not so many words, God is reaching out in moments.
Yeah.
And just thinking of, I was thinking about like my walk with the Lord, and I believe I have a clear moment, right? I have a clear moment where I, had an encounter with God, which I had never had before. Okay. I could tell you the day, right? But then it got me thinking of like, what other moments have I had, and then also like, what moments am I missing? If God is really reaching out in these moments, what's my response been like? What's my heart been like in regards to like receiving those times? So it's just kind of a little bit of a motivation for me to continue to seek those moments. Like God is wanting to have these times with me. God is wanting to reveal himself new to me. I mean, we're in a week of prayer and fasting. Like, we've done that before. I could just check a box this week, but I don't want to. And so it's just moments. That word kind of just keeps resonating for me. It's like moments. If I truly believe that my relationship with God is something that's supposed to be fresh, then what are the moments that are ahead of me that I don't want to miss?
Love it.
You talk about you don't have to leave the same way you came in. Yeah. And really just, are you willing to give it up, give certain things up, give it to God for that exchange? And then it's, because I mean, even that Sunday I came in with a certain attitude, and just I feel like God had dealt with me earlier, and even before the service start. But just, are you willing to give those things to God? And it's like, I think a lot of like Sunday morning in what God does during that time is totally up to you. Like, what heart posture are you coming in with? Are you willing to receive? Are you willing to let those things go? Whether it be the anger that you came in with, the sadness, the depression, whatever you came in with, are you willing to let God give you like the peace or the joy, whatever that he has for you? God wants to give you something. Is do you want to lay what you have down and receive what he has from you that Sunday? And I think it's really totally up to you.
I think both of those are great points. I love the moments, and I love what are you willing to give up or to exchange. That's what I was using it for, right? I have a question, though, and I've been meaning to ask you guys this question. And I think I know your answer. I'm not sure about your answer. But the Saul that I was talking about, and how Luke, who's the author of the Gospel of Luke, and then, of course, the book of Acts, how he says the Saul, and the 3 other times that it's mentioned in the Gospel of Luke. Were you aware when I was talking about that? How it's an attention, right? Hey, God is getting your attention. There's going to be a rebuke. So there's a rebuke coming. And in most cases, there's a word of knowledge. Actually, in all of the cases, there's a semi word of knowledge or a complete word of knowledge, and then there's a restoration. So were you familiar with that layout? Because I've heard John MacArthur preach on it, but he didn't lay it out like that.
Yeah, maybe not like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what did you think? Did I catch you by surprise? Did I one up you on that one? Did I blow your mind on that one? Come on, Sean.
What? I come in the heart to receive. I'm not trying to argue everything.
No, what'd you think of that?
No, no. I thought it was good. That God, you see those instances where you see the writer had attention when he's writing it, obviously, correct. And so it's really pointing something out that God's doing something in these moments.
So real quickly for everybody, I'll give it to you. Martha's Luke 10, Jerusalem's Luke 13, Simon's Luke 22. So those are the other 3 times that he did. So did you know any of that? Or
the way that it's written makes sense to me.
Okay.
Like as far as the repetition.
Okay.
But the only other times being those other 3 times, I didn't put all that into to thought.
Neither did I. Was listening to some vintage John MacArthur. He brings this up, and then I immediately stop and go start diving into this, and that's where I came up with that pattern. So the Simon, right? He's rebuking him. He's letting him know, like, you're about to do something bad, and I'm letting you know that. And now there's a decision. So there's this correction, rebuke, which people don't like the word rebuke. I'm fine with it. Rebuke me. It's cool. It's correcting me. Then he's letting him know there's going to be some type of consequence, right? Even with Jerusalem, even Martha. In other words, Martha, if you keep doing this, putting dishes, right? Putting pots and pans over my presence and discipline, then you're going to be a miserable person because your sister has chosen the right thing. And then he always leaves it with a restorative touch. You can choose today, right now, to worship me. Simon, you could choose to come back, right? You could choose. And when you return, Jerusalem, you will acknowledge Messiah one day. You see what I'm saying? And same thing with Saul. Hey, listen, you're about to get your sight back, but what you do with it after that, because think about the word Ananias is going to give Saul. Hey, God did all this so that you could just brace yourself for what you're about to suffer. By the way, that's optional. He didn't have to follow Jesus. He could have went back with the letter and rounded up Ananias. Ananias was smart. He was double checking with the Lord. Like, are you sure you want me to pray for this guy? He's doing really well blind right now. Like, he can't see me. This benefits us as believers, God. You see where I'm going with that? Mm-hmm. And he does it. So I just thought that was really interesting. It kind of blew me away. And I felt like that's what I needed to unload yesterday to the people. Like, hey, God's giving you a word. Don't miss your moment. Let that exchange happen. Don't miss your moment. And then, I don't know. That's what was on my heart. And then we're going to finish it up next week. We're talking about the power of testimony. Like, hey, Saul uses this as a testimony now. That this is what happened to him and how God changed his life, right? You have that encounter. Then you need to experience God for yourself. And then you need to. The whole part of the exchange was not, coming in bound, believing free. Is every time we come into church, God wants to meet you there and he wants to do an exchange. You don't have to leave miserable. You can leave happy. And it's not dependent on circumstances or situations. It's depending on God's presence and if you receive the fullness thereof. So that's what I had. But that's a little word search on the double names. Okay. Pastors for Prophets. We were talking about this because we were talking about the concert that was coming through. It's called Night of Worship with Brandon Lake. And by the way, I'm a Brandon Lake fan, so there's no stones or dirt.
Did you go to the concert?
I didn't go.
Oh, okay. I thought you went.
No, it was sold out. And I didn't go. I try to keep my Saturday nights really low key anyway.
Oh, you saw people on social media?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, a whole bunch of people.
Yeah, I thought you were saying that you were there.
No. And by the way, you probably never heard me say this, so we might want to archive this. I feel like I agree with John Gray. Okay, I'm better. Are you okay? Or
I just had a thought. I mean, you did like Mike Todd back in the day.
Wow.
You still like Mike Todd.
I do. Wow, that
was my
Okay, do you feel better now that you got that out?
No, I don't.
Okay, all right. So, and yes, I still like Lecrae and Miles Minnick. I mean, we can keep going. Like,
I wasn't gonna throw Miles Minnick in there yet.
Okay.
But,
well, I like them all. All right, anyway.
But the other heretics.
So this is your boy right here. This is your boy. Okay, you feel the same way though. That's the funny part. Like, you guys are in agreement. I do agree with John Gray. Just here's why. I'm not saying this in any slight way. I just noticed how much the ticket prices were. And
how much for the tickets?
Well, they went up to like $250, $300.
I mean, how much did he originally sell them for?
No.
Or is that
that's
secondary market?
Seats. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's better seats. So the average price, I had somebody look it up. So I'm quoting.
You talking about the Brandon Lake concert?
I'm quoting from Ticket. Okay. Yes, platinum seats were $295.
What do I get?
Center section was $225, and general admission is $51. So just hear me. What I agree with on John Gray is I do have a hard time labeling it a night of worship. When if you took your families, y'all have 5 people in your families, even at the cheap seats, with taxes and all, you just spent $300.
Some good worship.
I mean, there's cost involved. We have to give them that.
No,
though,
hold on,
too, though.
hold on,
So
hold
for people to know, like, there's.
No, I'm gonna go there. I'm
Yeah.
just telling you how much it was gonna cost. That's not including getting no hot dog. You ain't getting no nachos. You ain't getting a shirt.
We did the worship, not to eat.
No. I guarantee the shirt. I guarantee the shirt's probably $30 on up. They were $45. Okay, never
you
mind.
went?
Okay, no. Okay,
Oh, okay.
$45. Okay, so here's my point. I just see where John Gray was coming from.
Mm-hmm.
When you know how much our worship service cost this weekend for everybody who showed up, nothing. Okay.
I think I'm missing it.
What?
Why don't we like it?
No. I like the fact that he had something. Here's what I'm saying. I just don't think you.
The verbiage.
I don't like the verbiage. If you want to call it the Summer Back concert tour, let's do that. Absolutely. The music you wrote. Because I actually agree with you on something. I don't think every song you wrote is a worship song. I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. So if we call it, instead of a night of worship, a night of praise, or a night of a night with Brandon, like you call it all these other things. You can even call it your album cover. But my thing is to call it a night of worship. What about the people who couldn't afford the $300 to go? So did they not get the worship? I don't have a problem with.
Yeah.
I know there's cost. I don't have a problem with it. I really don't. I'm just saying the labeling is what I said. I could see where John Gray's coming from, and I agree with him. I feel like it's a profit. Like you know he's making a lot of money. And okay, let me ask you something. Can I flip this? Let me flip this. So if we're all fans of Tony Evans. Okay. We know he had his indiscretion. We felt like he made his restitution. I'm still a fan of Tony. I still listen to him. If he was here at the pastor's prayer breakfast, I'd be there tomorrow. I like him that much. If he was charging those same prices from the seats to luxuries to all that, and a $50 general admission at the Save More Center here, what would you say about that? For a night of hope, Bible talk with Tony Evans, what would you say?
I don't know. I mean, I understand. I understand that there's a cost if you want to do it at the Save Center. Like,
okay,
like there's going to be some type. Like he has to pay for it.
I agree.
And so I'm not going to. I wouldn't want him to come out of pocket.
Which
to
I
actually
agree.
do that. I mean, if he wanted to do that, man, I think it'd be awesome. But I don't expect that from him to do that. So I understand the cost of actually have to do that. So I wouldn't have necessarily an issue with it.
Okay, so you'd be okay with $50 starting off ticket prices?
Yeah, I guess it's like, do you trust this person? I mean, I trust him enough. Like,
But what if people are willing to pay it?
I agree.
because what he was like, I got this many people who want to come. If I do it here, I can't get this many people in here.
Well, but like, what if people are saying to me, like they're saying, I want, to me, Tony Evans is worth $250,
Okay.
right? And so I'm willing to pay it.
Okay.
Are we not all right with that?
Okay.
Because if we try to invite him to our church, it was like, all right, we can get
Okay.
400 people in here.
Okay.
Or we could try to
So-
do it there and we can get a few thousand.
So I think what the people are having a problem with, I'm just going to do this in real time. 18,000 seats. And I'm going to do us a solid, and I'll put the average ticket price at $75, even though they range, okay? Times 75. Go ahead. How much money y'all think that is? Don't look at my phone.
I already looked.
Yeah, I
did
do
you?
too, yeah.
Okay. How much was it?
3 something.
No, 1 million.
1.3
Oh, I saw the
million?
3.
1.3 million. What were you saying?
No, I don't. I'm not arguing with you. We agree.
That's on tickets alone. That's not merch. And those shirts were, those shirts, they about $8 to produce, $10. He's buying such bulk. Here's all I'm saying. We got master's classes. We got workshops. We got special groups. Where do we draw? All I'm asking is, where do we draw a line? I've got no problem with Brandon making his money. Come on, man. You guys know me. I got no problem.
I guess that's why I'm confused. I'm like, I thought we were down to make money.
I don't have that. But where do we draw? Like,
So what if he did like he did other stuff for like free or super cheap? Like, let's say he has a show in Fresno, he charges that, but then his next stop is in Bakersfield, and he's doing, a smaller venue, charging $15 to get in.
Do you think he's doing that?
I'm just saying, would that be better?
It's called the Summer Worship Tour. Do you think he's doing that?
Okay, I'm trying to see.
You're trying to help your brother out right now. You're trying to help your boy Brandon out.
Was he at church this Sunday?
No.
No, because they were like in LA or something like that.
He's back down the road. Yeah.
I saw the show.
So I guess listen. Here's where I'm at.
No, but would that have made it better?
But no.
So there's never a time where it would have been all right for him to charge that much.
I think that's what's rubbing me. That's what's rubbing me the wrong way. Is do we have to charge that much? Do we have to do a master's class where you have to pay $5,000 to learn biblical principles that God has given you insight on? So I don't see Moses doing a master's class on how to get into God's presence and linger.
Okay, so going back to the ticket prices, I'm trying to understand, and I think I know where you're going. Okay, so like let's say you said average ticket price was $75. If he would have been like average ticket price is like $35.
Where does a single mom with 3 kids who's trying to get her kids in a night of worship with Brandon, like how's she gonna afford that? She over there in some Section 8.
Okay, but what if he gives away certain tickets for free?
Then I think those tickets would have been all over Facebook. I didn't see anything.
I'm just trying to see if so is he ever allowed to charge?
Yeah, absolutely. So
how much can he charge?
That's where I think the line is getting put. Listen, guys, listen. That's all I'm getting at. Okay. So you got pastors of large churches, and they offer a discipleship. I'll just call it this way. So I'm going to use verbiage that everybody can understand. They offer a discipleship program, a 1 year.
It's like coaching.
Where they're going to coach you up on your church. They're going to help you. And I know because I've been approached to be in these things, and they range anywhere from $10,000 to $30,000 a year. And it's not specifically one-on-one coaching, but you're in a cohort, and you meet on Zoom. You may go once or twice to where that person is, but you got to come up with that money. All I'm asking is, what about the people who are in the hood? What about the people who are in smaller churches? What about the people who can't afford it? Where's the final? All I'm asking is, where's the line? I don't even know if I have an answer. I don't think I have an answer, but where's the answer? I don't see Paul running a master's class. I don't. And matter of fact, Paul did give us 2 master works, the Magnus Opus and the Magnus Carta. For those of you, that's the book of Romans, book of Galatians. But he didn't offer a master's class. He gave it to us. And then on top of that, he supported himself and brought money back to Jerusalem. And then people did end up supporting him as well. There was a tandem there. So I'm just asking, did Jesus pay for a master's class? Was that what the disciples paid? Was there a buy-in? Did I miss the buy-in? All I'm asking, and it's not that I have a problem with the master's class. It's just the motive. Like, what are we doing to counterbalance that? What are we doing? It was cheaper. Somebody had said to me, it was cheaper to go to the Morgan Wallen concert than it was to his. And listen, I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. And I've got to listen. I have Brandon Lake on my playlist right now. It's not Brandon. It could have been anybody. I'm just saying, we're Christians. Where does it? When is it? So okay. So are you okay with the $100 ticket price? Then why are you not okay with a $50?
I mean, I think there could be multiple issues with it. I mean, why do we care about Brandon Lake singing a song anyway? Like, if it's worship, it's worship. And so, I mean, that's why the biggest issue I have. Like, I don't care about hearing. Not against him, but I don't care about hearing him sing the song. If he wrote a good song, that's great. I can go to church and I can hear a song. I can hear it. So why do I need to go hear Brandon Lake sing it?
Well, I think people want to be with 18,000 people who are worshiping.
Yeah, I mean there's some cool part of that, like to be worshiping with a lot of people.
Oh, it was great.
But
yeah.
you can go to your local church. Go to church.
When I went and seen Hillsong, I saw Hillsong here, at the Sororian, and I probably paid $30 for the ticket, 28 something, whatever. It was dope. It was so amazing to sing with everybody, especially your favorite songs. I agree.
But that's like a luxury.
No, it is. All I'm asking, okay, it's all I'm asking. And once again, I got no problem with Brandon making money, winning Grammys and Emmys and not an Emmy, but Grammys and all that stuff. Devil Wars. That's not my issue. It's just, where is the limit? Where and what are we doing as believers? Can I give you the overall picture? I just feel like if we're not careful, we're no better than what the world's doing.
I agree with you, but I do also think like some of the things are luxuries. Going and hear him sing in person. Me going to hear Tony Evans speak, that's like a luxury. You should care about your local church. You should be wanting to hear from your own local pastor. I remember hearing someone says, if you go up to your pastor and tell him all the other sermons you heard and not his, he was like, I don't want to hear about it no more. I'm tired of hearing about everyone you heard, elevation. I'm telling him to hear about how great his sermon was when I just preached yesterday. It's like, you should care about your local church, the worship, your pastor. You shouldn't be the people who are around you. Talking about like, saw a video yesterday talking about like role models. Like the celebrity shouldn't be your role model. How about your dad or your brother or someone in the local church or your neighbor who's always there helping you? Like these are people who should be your role models.
Let me. Okay, I agree with all that. So you guys asked me a question. I think you did. Where's the limit? Okay, can I just put a little balance? I'm just throwing that out there. Okay. What if that cohort or the cadre that you belong to that you got to buy in, because they're going to help the goal is for them to help give you principles to help grow your church and to help, your church be successful. Okay. What if they said, hey, 10 people got to pay and we're going to sponsor the other 10 people because we're going to go choose people who can't afford this. What's wrong with that for meeting in the middle? I'm just asking.
Oh, I'm good with it.
Okay.
That's why I was asking for you, like, because when I had brought up the ticket price, it made it seem like you still weren't okay with that.
No, I just think I think the gospel should be accessible to everybody, and I think worship should be accessible to everybody.
Well, I think the pushback to that would be like, well, yeah, you can go to church on Sunday and worship is available.
Okay, you're right. No argument there. I'm just saying, but if you're somebody who God has elevated you on a platform, then you still should make it accessible to people who otherwise wouldn't have access to it.
Okay. Does he do worship at his local church though? Or like he used to, right?
So I'm saying, I was asking, was he at church on Sunday?
So let's assume that he does. Are we good with that? Because that's using his gift for free,
right? No, I am good with it. I'm saying like at an event like this, should there have been all throughout? We're reading Exodus. All throughout that, you're always going to see two things mentioned. Number one, do not forget about the poor amongst you, and number two, provide them opportunity to be equally as blessed as you. He always wants you to be mindful of the poor people, the less fortunate. All I'm saying, so you got these pastors, they're doing master classes. You got these pastors, they're doing these cohorts. We'll call it the cohort. You got these pastors, and they're doing not only that, but they have like Patreon accounts, stuff that you can subscribe. You're always stuff that you have to pay for. My biggest pushback is, are you counterbalancing that with free stuff that you give away? That's all I'm asking. I just think if we're not careful, we're no better than joining a Jordan Peterson masterclass. When the difference between us as Christians and non-believers is God is the one who gave us all of this. It's not of your own natural ability. It's God inspired. It's God revelation. We should be giving that away. Now it doesn't mean you can't charge for that. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying for whatever God has given you, are you giving the equal amount away free? That's all. That's all I'm asking. And I think the world is getting very leery. So let me put it. I don't have time to show the clip. I know you got it, but I just don't have time. So Chad Wright, is that his name? Go all the way down. Is that his name? Yeah, Chad Wright, who's an ex-Navy SEAL. I don't think he's a Navy SEAL. He was just on Joe Rogan podcast. He has a crazy come to faith experience. You guys got to go listen to this. As always, because there's a lot of cussing. You guys got to wade through that, okay?
Was there?
Yeah, well, a lot meaning there's no cussing. No, there's no cussing on this program. You know what I mean? So there's a lot comparatively speaking. Okay. But comparative to other Joe Rogan podcasts, not at all, just for the record. The guy shares his testimony. And, of course, what always comes up is the talk of televangelist. Joel Osteen's name always gets, and I'm just not, his name came up. That's the only reason why I brought it up. And the whole televangelist, and all they want is money. Chad does a masterclass on not deflecting, but answering and then sharing his personal experience. Hey, yeah, people do that, but my relationship with Jesus is real. Let me tell you why it's real. A wonderful 8 minutes of presenting the gospel and how this guy well articulated everything. And I thought, is that what people think of us? They think of us as the Joel Osteens and the Kenneth Copelands, and we just need a new plane, the Jesse Duplantis, where I went out and bought a plane because I can. That's all I'm concerned about, bro. That's it. Are we? And I know not every pastor is that way. I know a lot of guys who do master classes, and they're very generous. I'm just saying we may want to check it, because there's the image that we give off to everybody, and then there's who we really are. Let people see who you really are. And I just want to make sure we have a good balance of, yes, I'm doing this masterclass, but I'm also going to give away 10 free spots to those of you. If you could just write an essay and why you really feel like you should be in this class. I'm not arguing with myself when I say this, though. So don't nobody give me any beef right now. There is something about pain, though. Okay? You do got to have the proverbial skin in the game. So even for those people who are getting in free, they're going to have to pay something. And I got it from the Bible. What you talked about the other week. If you were poor, here's your payment. If you were rich, here's your payment. So there's a principle to be said there that when you have to invest in it, you're going to be a little bit more vested in it, right? So all I'm saying is, so for like those guys, hey, you may have to buy your books. Or what kind of a love offering can you give? So that I get it, but not the 10, not the 5, not the 20 grand. That's all I'm saying. But if we're not careful, we get labeled. That's all I was going, like, are we allowing the Holy Spirit to really speak to us? Or are we going to be a pastor just for profit? And I got one other question. Do you care if the money goes straight to their pocketbook, or would you rather go to a nonprofit, their own personal nonprofit? Where do you think that money should go?
In terms of worship, they're not pastors.
No, I'm talking about the pastors. Yeah. No, Brandon, I mean, he just keeps his money. It's like being a mechanic. I mean, people like your music, they buy it. If they didn't like it, they wouldn't buy it, you'd be poor. So I'm talking about pastors. Where do you think that money should go?
I tried to look into this a little bit, but I didn't do much because I wanted to. I know I had looked a little bit about John Piper, and his opinion was that pastors should live off their church salary. Okay. And then anything they sell, like he's like from his books and stuff, and goes into a foundation, and that's how they're able to give stuff away or like help people in that way. But his thing was like totally, you live off what the church pays you, and I didn't read more into it. I guess assuming his argument is, how you treat your people and how your church does, you benefit from that. Mm-hmm. This idea of like the sheep and shepherd.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so if you're taking really good care of the sheep, you take care of the church, they're going to take care of you in that way. So I understand that principle. And so I'm guessing that may be his principle. I'm not 100% sure.
Do you like that principle? I'm just asking your personal opinion.
I'm not against it. It makes sense to me. I mean, people don't realize that even most pastors work a second job. Yeah. So, but because as you were saying, like all these these mega pastors and the ones on TV, it was like that's not the normal. You have to think of all majority of the churches. They're all
under
working.
65 people.
Yeah, mm-hmm. they're working second jobs. It's not what they're doing full time. So the idea of the pastor, that these are the only ones that you can actually see. But the ones who all these other churches, they're not living that way.
Yeah. What about you? What'd you think of that little blueprint, that little diagram?
Whether or not I care about no, I don't care whether or not they get paid individually or to the foundation, because the foundation money is funneled to them anyway. I mean, I guess it's just a matter of like how they want to pay their taxes or not pay their taxes.
He did bring up a very
no. It's so there's more into. There's people who they'll break down like church and how they get money. They're like, oh, I make this much, but this is how they work around it. But
but going back to what you were saying in regards to, or like what Deshaun was saying with John Piper, because I've heard people say, well, I don't want the church to have to pay my salary so that the church doesn't have to feel that weight. So that's why I take on, books, writing a book or taking on speaking engagements.
Who did that?
Rick Warren did that.
And so the
other guy.
The other guy. We're not saying we don't say the other guy.
Oh, I was like the other guy. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that guy. The guy.
Well, name starts with an R, and just take the Warren, the W, put it upside down to an M. There you go.
Gotcha.
And they're both anyway.
White guys.
Yeah.
Okay. So I hadn't really thought about what you brought up, and how important that relationship is with the pastor and the congregation. I guess I just had thought the other way was a great model, in regards to them alleviating that pressure. But I can also see like a massive disconnect that could happen by doing that, where you're no longer having to be there on a Sunday. You're no longer having to be in close relationship with your, we'll call it a flock, right? Your congregation, because it's like they still need you, but you don't need them.
I didn't even think that far. I learned down to this, right? But yeah,
that was good. Okay, so what I'm hearing, I don't think we landed anywhere. Is what I'm hearing. I don't have a problem. I love what John Piper said. That is good. You live off what your church is able to provide for you, and you set up a foundation. And I also agree with what you said. Maybe the foundation gets to a point though where it's able to support you, and you don't have to draw a salary from the church. You're able to bring on a younger pastor or something, which I think all that is noble.
Yeah. I
just want to make sure that the checks and balances are in place, and that we keep the gospel, the center of it all, and that we don't get into. Listen, I guess this is my concern, and it doesn't need to be yours or anybody else's. I'm just really concerned about greed. Greed is a lot like deception. Greed is a lot like being deceived. I liken it to fog. It creeps in kind of slow, and if you're not careful, you turn around and you can't see your hand in front of your face. It just creeps in like that, and that's my concern.
Because you're saying, if I'm hearing you right, if you were to have like a nonprofit, you got a board. The board will oversee and make sure to help you to not get caught up in that. Yeah, I get that.
That's all I'm saying. And we got to be real careful. I think we got to really pray it through, because God gave us the gospel. Jesus died for it and commissioned us to go preach it. We got to be real careful that we don't over monetize the gospel. And that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. So, okay. I wanted to get a closing thought. Healings. Forrest Frank. I didn't know who he was, but
what?
I really didn't know who he was. I'm not kidding.
Who is he?
Okay, get the clip ready. Okay,
I think I saw this clip, but I didn't know someone.
Oh,
special.
He's huge. Actually,
he's a skateboarder.
No, he is the. Is he?
Nah,
okay, I don't feel bad now.
No. Is he the biggest? I think he's the biggest
He's
selling Christian artist right now.
Yeah, I think
really
he was getting ready to do like
his tickets were ridiculous.
He's getting ready to do like the biggest tour.
Yeah, his ticket prices, but he's an artist. He doesn't say worship night or nothing like that.
Okay. I was like, what song do you sing?
He's got a viral dance on
I'm
TikTok.
not
Okay, yeah, okay. Look at this though. Watch this. Watch this.
For you?
Watch this. This is crazy.
Guys. Do you want to tell them?
What do you mean?
I'll tell them. Guys, so I broke my back exactly 2 weeks ago. Is today day 14? Got an x-ray and a CAT scan. It showed that I had multiple fractures. Could not move an inch without excruciating pain.
You wake up today.
I wake up today, forget to put on my back brace, just start doing the morning. I pick Bodie up, and then I realize, wait, I'm not wearing my brace. What is going on? I'm wearing my brace right now for precaution. Order an urgent x-ray, go get the x-ray. I have complete healing in my back. I have no fractures in my back. No sign of a fracture in my back. So, praise God. We saw a miracle. Mwah.
All right. Do you know who he is now?
No, I have no idea.
Okay. Well, that's Forrest Frank.
Where's he at? Texas?
I think he's
South.
I think he's
South
down
Carolina,
south.
North
Yeah.
Carolina.
Yeah, he has like 3 big
Oh,
songs.
the song in the background?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then he has one where I Need You Now. They do a whole dance, TikTok dances that went viral.
That's a mustache right there.
Yeah. He's huge though. He really is a huge artist. Okay, anyway. So miracles. What do you say to all the people who don't believe in miracles when that's actually got proof? I don't know. I don't know. This is where we're closing with. Do you personally believe in miracles? Okay. And what would you say to somebody who's been praying for a miracle, but it hasn't happened for them?
Do I believe in miracles? Yes. Okay. And what would I say to somebody who is waiting? Just keep praying. Yeah. Just keep praying and get a good team around you, because there'll be times when you feel like your prayers are hitting the ceiling and God's not hearing you. Sometimes you forget all the miracles that have already happened. And so that good team around you say, hey, keep praying, because remember when God came through here, and when God came through here, and when God came through here. And sometimes you just get caught up in that fog of doubt. That team will help you to just continue to seek God and believe for the miracle.
Oh yeah, I do. I mean, I think some people on TV give us a bad rap. So
those same people who are pastoring for profits. Those same people.
yeah. They like.
So you can't buy your miracle.
Oh, okay.
Can't buy your miracle.
So for $99.95, you can't get that prayer cloth for that miracle.
Yeah.
$500 a month.
So yeah, I mean, I'll guarantee this: God's going to show up.
Okay. So
in some way and somehow He's going to show up. Whether that'll be you healing your body, whether that's going to be peace. But God, He loves you and cares you more than anyone else. He's going to show up in your life, and you're gonna, if you would simply hold on and trust in Him, like you're going to have a testimony about God, or your life is going to be a testimony that you died in faith, and you're going to be with Him and receive that healing. Like God's going to use whatever you got, and He's going to show up, and it's going to be in a powerful way. I guarantee that.
Yes, I believe in miracles. I felt like that was the old hip hop song. I believe in miracles. Yeah, I do. And here's what I'll say about miracles. I can't explain them. I don't know what advice I can give you. To some, it happens rather quickly, and to others, it's a duration, and to even others, it's on the other side of what we call earth, of what we call here. It's matter of fact, some people get healed in heaven, and there's a miracle there. I will say this about miracles. We do see miracles. They are all around us, especially during a church service when you watch somebody who leaves their life of sin and who finds Christ to get born again. To me, that's the greatest miracle, a miracle that we undervalue sometimes. But it's the only miracle in which Jesus himself said, all of heaven, what? Celebrates and has a good time. And what? And celebrates what? A son or a daughter coming home. So I think sometimes we might have to reclassify miracles. I'm happy for Forrest Frank. Shout out to him. I couldn't sing a whole song or even name a song that he sings, but I know he's important to a lot of people. And man, you're using your platform right now to talk about the miracle, the bona fide miracle that's proven with documentation. Let's go. Yay, God. Showing off right now and showing out, right? But I know we see miracles on a daily. We just have to reclassify it. Watching that person go from the life of depravity and sin that he was in to living a life of righteousness and holiness, making a life change. That's a miracle. Can't really explain him other than that. God is sovereign. He's going to do what he wants to do. He's going to show up the way he wants to show up. All I know is until then, we keep praying on to the next one, because that's what it's all about. Hey, God bless you guys. It's been an Podcast. Peace.